My parents broke up when I, 16 male, was a few weeks old. They were never married and they were like 19-20 when they had me, so pretty young. They didn't get along so good, but they could be sorta civil to each other. It really depends on what was going on, I think, because sometimes they stayed away from each other. When I was 6, my dad met my stepmother and they got married by the time I was 7. My mom and stepmother did not get along at all. I remember feeling the tension between them. I remember hearing my stepmother grumble to dad about mom if I had to go to their house instead of home with mom after they had all been in the same place. It was extra bad if they all showed up to my dance recitals. My stepmother wanted to be the one doing some of the dance stuff. She used to tell my dad she didn't think she'd have much in common with a young boy, but dance could be our thing, and mom was hogging it by always being there. Mom was the person who signed me up for dance. Dad wasn't on board back then. He's a bit too macho dude for that. My mom got sick when I was 8 and she died when I was 10. The worst part of that time was when she got too sick to take care of me and I had to live with my dad all the time. I still saw my mom, but it wasn't the same. Before she died, she wrote me a letter and told me to read it whenever I needed to feel close to her. She said she put all her love into that letter. She also left me cards for milestones. My mom's original letter made my stepmother so angry though. I never called my stepmother mom or anything. I never call her my parent either. I know she technically is, but I always disliked the idea of her being called that because she hated mom so much and felt like mom needed to step back from stuff to let her take over them, like dance. My stepmother is pissed that my mom never mentioned her in the letter and that mom never asked me to let her, stepmother, in. She felt like mom put up a final wall between us and made sure she would always be the outsider in my eyes, and I would always long for my mom and reject her as a mother figure. Our relationship is really tense while things with my dad are better than they were when I was younger. He got softer. So he said the three of us should go to therapy together to figure stuff out. After 2 months of therapy, my stepmother wants the letter brought into sessions and the counselor feels like that's a good idea and we should discuss the content of it since it's such a point of tension. But I don't want my stepmother anywhere near it. She's poison when it comes to my mom and I don't want her to taint it. The counselor told me it would only benefit us all. My stepmother got mad and said even a piece of paper is more important to me than she is. We had 2 sessions since, and I did not bring it. This made my stepmother's anger worse.